Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'd like to share with you some tips that I've picked up along the way in my crafting journey. As a crafter, I know that sometimes I need something that will help me, but that thing doesn't exist, or I just haven't found it out there. So I make do with other items that help me achieve that same result. You can just use a simple item at home that you normally wouldn't think of. And that one item can make a world of difference in your crafting because it can make things go a lot smoother when you're trying to put something together. Hopefully some of these tips will help you with your crafting project. If you're like me and you love to paint and you're just doing like small painting projects, not large projects, one of the things that I found useful before I went and invested and bought actual small paint trays, I would use egg cartons. After I used all the eggs, I would wash with soap and water and then use egg cartons for my painting projects. These little trays don't always work for my projects. These egg cartons can hold more paint and are great because they are disposable, and I've always got a supply of more egg cartons. I picked up this makeup brush drying rack at Walmart. There are several slots so I can dry several brushes at once. You push the brush into the silicone slot which best fits. I can now dry my brushes with the brush heads down. Drying paint brushes is an ongoing thing in my home. I use this pottery bowl to catch any drips. Another simple item that I use whenever I use my hot glue gun is this silicone pot holder or trivet, something that I picked up in Walmart, and it's just like a rubbery. I use my hot glue gun on top of it all the time. Let me say that the caliber of supplies that you use will often reflect on the caliber of usage that you will get out of them. And what I mean by that is if you get a cheap pair of scissors, then they will most likely break only after a few uses. If you remember in a previous video, I destroyed a pair of scissors. So because of that little mishap, I made the choice to put a little bit more money into a better pair of scissors. I purchased these Westcott scissors at Walmart. A great feature is that there is a tension dial. Using a coin, you can adjust the tension from light to heavy. These are also non-stick. Here the scissors have a light tension, but after I turn the dial, you get a heavier tension that helps cut thicker items. Light tension cuts paper. Even paper bags. But increase the tension, and you can cut easily through this rubber shelf liner. More tension still, and you can cut into this project foam board. Having a good and reliable pair of scissors makes crafting that much easier. Here is an item that I picked up at Dollar Tree. I couldn't believe I found this, and it is wonderful because normally I have all of my paint brushes in a drawer and I usually have them in an organizer, but I can see them all. It's a little thing, but man, it is a great thing to be able to just look at the brushes and exactly pick the one that you want instead of, you know, rummaging around inside of a drawer trying to pick one out. I can exactly see the one that I need. It was a simple little organizer at Dollar Tree. They have a lot of great things that will make crafting a lot easier. If your scissors have become dull and you can't cut through items, use medium grit sandpaper to sharpen them up. Simply cut the sandpaper several times. One small item that you really wouldn't think of to use for crafting is a simple ice cube tray. What I use ice cube trays for is I use it for all of my small items that I don't want to lose, and because there are so many different compartments in an ice cube tray, I can keep each individual thing separated from the rest. This little organization item makes crafting and even house projects so much easier to deal with. If I'm in the middle of a painting project and I've got to allow for some drying time in between each coat, I really hate putting the brush in water and rinsing it out. I know that's a little bit lazy, but sometimes when you use a bigger brush, something of this size, and if you're, let's say, using it, painting some furniture or painting a wall, and you put this in water and you rinse it out, this brush now has water that has usually seeped into this base. And whenever you use it, you get all this residual water that's sitting inside of here. What I do is a simple trick. I use this small baggie with items like the larger brush or even a smaller brush. Pop it in there, but so it won't dry out, I will seal it all the way and then try to get as much of the air out of it as I can and seal it as far as it will go. But this way it will keep its moisture in there, and then you can come right back and you can take it out, and then this way there's not any fear that water is going to be dripping down into the can of paint or on your project as you're painting it. Here is one item that I simply cannot do without. It is a simple caddy or organizer. I have a couple of these in 2 different sizes. What I use it for is when I know what craft I'm going to do, I start getting together all of the supplies that I know that I'm going to be using, and I place these supplies inside my little organizer. So when it comes time to putting the craft together, I will have everything organized and ready to use, and I won't have to go looking around for every single thing. Also, it helps with cleanup, because when I'm done with all of the items that I've used, or as I use them, I will simply put the items back in the caddy, and when I'm done with my project, I can just lift this one thing and go back. Cleanup is so much easier this way. These are a few of my hacks and tips, and I hope they help. You can never get too much help with your projects. And if you have any ideas you'd like to share for a future video, please comment below.